All right, we're live. Hi, Tanya. How's it going? I already see the chat lighting
Hello.
up. What's up, Max? How's it going? I I'm really excited to be doing this stream with you today. Just because I've been having a lot of babes on stream, and since we launched the community, we've been discovering that there's so many incredible women in our industry that we might have not even like come across. And thanks to Babes Night, we're now hosting events together. We had like a brunch. What was it, like last week or 2 weeks ago? I can't even tell. Time just flies.
Time is a strange concept,
Right? It's
yeah.
like I don't even know what day it is today, but we recently organized an event together. And yeah, and I just want to give the spotlight to all the incredible women that we have in our community and also celebrate the incredible week that we had in Cannes, because I have to say that was memorable. Like what you pulled off in Cannes was really, really, really cool. And this is something that is really hard to achieve, especially within our industry. The bar is, in a way, it's like it's low, but it's also really, people are really hard to please when it comes to events. And that's why I really wanted to talk about a little bit on, what are the must haves, like what are the most important things when you're planning an event, a corporate event, especially in our industry, which right now is going through a bit of a weird moment in the market that could be considered as a bear market. So again, we're in a landscape where budgets might be tight, less partners come through, but at the same time, you're going to have other companies that are also going to put themselves forward, right? There's always opportunity. And I think this is important when, whatever we're doing, we're here for the long term, and always to look at where's the opportunity, how can we maximize this time and place with the resources that we have, and what you did in Cannes was incredible. I mean, I think anyone that came through the villa was just like amazed. I see Flo in the chat. Hello, other. So yeah, but first of all, how was your post Cannes? Like, I bet when I saw you, you were running on like 2 hours of sleep there. That's like, that was crazy.
2 hours of sleep, no alcohol, just a lot of water, and that's basically it. Yeah, but overall, like, I think it's at the same time, I think the Cannes one was yesterday, and it's like been like a whole year in between. Yeah, and you can see I have a Christmas tree behind me, so I don't have a really well sense of time, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
mean, it's like Christmas was just around the corner. I can't believe it's April already. But yeah, like time flies so fast. So you might as well just keep it there. It's Christmas soon anyways. We're gonna be, by the time you take it off, you have to
Yes.
like pull it back out. But yeah, like what are your number one tips for surviving conference week? Whether you're like organizing or not. I feel like you mentioned no alcohol. I think that's my number one tip or trick, is not to drink, because that makes such a huge difference. I think like people really underestimate how poisonous alcohol is for you. And of course, having an occasional drink is like fine, but if you want to be on the top game, if you want to be like, performing to 100%, which is going to be hard because like conferences are really hard. I feel like alcohol is the number one thing that would make a huge difference. Like the conferences you don't drink and the ones that you don't, like complete black and white, black and white.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it depends if you're coming as attendee or event organizer, or you have certain KPIs to achieve or whatever. But I remember ECC in Brussels 2 years ago, and I was at ENS Domains had some party like rebranding on something, and I actually caught myself drinking champagne at 10 a.m.
Oh my God.
and I was like, not gonna happen anymore. So yes, so now I'm doing events sober, and I strongly recommend that for event organizers, because especially we had 2 packed days at the villa. So the idea behind our villa was to host not just our events, but to have our partners and friends to host their events there. So we had completely packed agenda for 2 days straight, and you have to be at top of your game for sure.
How many
And
events did you manage in the mansion? There were quite a few. I can't remember like.
yes, so during Babe's brunch, like that day, first we got some interviews with blockmates about our huge launch that we're having tomorrow as Li.Fi Earn tomorrow. So we did a couple of interviews there, and then we had your branch, and Jumper had a petanque, if I'm pronouncing it
Yes,
right,
yes, Pétanque. It's
tournament.
perfect.
Then we had the marketing event for our partners. Also, we had DeFi Saver meetup around DeFi. Then we had a dinner at the evening, and before that, we had our supper club event, something that we want to become our like flagship event for Li.Fi. So a lot of things happening basically at the same time, and you have a lot of stakeholders to please literally at the same moment, and only two hostesses at the entrance that has to handle Luma pages and
Yeah, I heard it
everything.
was a bit of a
So
war at the entrance on some occasions. I don't know about the Babe
I
Brunch.
would say that's a nice problem to have. If you
Yeah,
have to have something will go wrong when you're organized
that
events,
always,
that's for sure.
always. Anything you do,
And
I think just you have to be prepared to just find the solution and be oriented.
yes,
Before we get into
and
that,
when we
I just
yes.
wanted to, before we get into that, because obviously, we know Li.Fi and so on. Like, how can you tell us a bit more about the company and like, what you guys do? Because obviously, you had a massive presence at ECC, but there might be people that don't necessarily know it. And it is one of the largest and most important like APIs for anything on chain. So like swaps, bridging, and so on. Just wanted to give a bit of a overview on the company that you're working with and representing for the audience that might not necessarily know or have come across Li.Fi. Also, it's pronounced Li.Fi, right? People have confused it. People have been like really like confusing it, and sometimes I say Li.Fi, sometimes I say Li.Fi. Which one is it?
Oh, sorry, I lost you. I don't know if you see me.
Yes, I
Yes.
see you.
Uh, so it's Li.Fi for me. So I'm from Serbia, and for me, it's normal to say Li.Fi, but it's actually Li.Fi because it comes from linked finance. Because we are linking everything on chain. We're linking all chains there are in the world, and you can really simply swap and bridge to wherever you like to one simple API. So yeah, we started at actually ETH Global Hackathon in Berlin, I would say 5 years ago. And we, for the last couple of months and in the next couple of months, and you will see tomorrow, have a lot of products that we are launching that will actually simplify users and users journey through crypto. When I say users, I don't mean necessarily you and me as persons, but like neobanks, institutions. So everything that can be on crypto can be on crypto through Li.Fi, so to say. And me joining Li.Fi, actually today is my 6 month
Oh,
anniversary,
congrats.
month anniversary, I would say. Yeah, oh, I love that. Me joining Li.Fi was, I know that you wanted to talk how I ended up in Li.Fi and in like whole events industry. It's a kind
Yes,
of
because I
strange
don't even know
story.
that. That's a thing, right? Like we've been working now, like we've been working together on this event and so on, but like yeah, I don't know the like I need the origin story. So yeah, how did you what were you doing before? Like how did you end up working for this company? We have Mo, by the way, that's saying hi in the chat. What's up? And Flo saying congrats. So much love from the chat.
Thanks, Flo. So yes, my origin story is that I'm journalist by vocation. I studied political science and I couldn't find a job. So for some time I was a hotel maid. And then I started doing like some journalist stuff, some marketing stuff for some IT blogs. And during COVID time, I never had actually a title of like proper event manager, but I always organized events, even during high school and faculty like days. So we are talking like 15 and 20 years ago. Um, but then during COVID time, I needed a change because I worked for a huge IT company, organized events and trade shows for them, participating at, I don't know, like huge shows, conferences and stuff. And then COVID hit and I couldn't organize events at all. And then I decided to start my own marketing agency because my day-to-day job for them was organizing webinars on Zoom, like 10 days, 10 Zoom webinars a day. So I decided to change something. So I started my marketing agency. And first client that I got was actually from Web3 ecosystem. And I was like, well, this is cute. I could do this. I could get used to it.
When was this?
Um, uh, 2020, end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
That's when
But even
everything started
before that,
really popping off, like the
yes,
Web3 side of things. Yeah. And big in Balkans, I mean, you guys are amazing every time. Every person I meet from Balkans always has this like just super friendly, positive energy. Like you guys are so nice. Like I love, like I know the guys from like Super Team Balkans, all the babes from the Balkan. We have like a lot of babes from Balkan. Everyone is just like always cool. I mean, especially the Serbian girls. Like, shout out to all the Serbian girls that I know because you guys are amazing. And I know, like, every time your country is a little bit like struggling in some kind of ways, but every time I mean someone from Serbia or your region, it's just always vibes. Like, there's never been like a time where I was like, oh, like where you're not really connecting with the person. Like, it's
yeah.
and there's a lot of cool startups that are coming
Yeah,
through.
underdogs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
we
are
are
cool.
underdogs, so people don't expect that
Yeah.
from us. And especially like Eastern European countries, you expect people to be moody a bit, but I don't know if it's because of rakia, our national alcoholic drink, or we are just that resilient. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Recently, Elsie from Dune was in Belgrade, and she was like, "Why are everybody like super nice here and super welcoming?" And I'm like, "That's us. That's like basically our culture." And that actually helps us a lot when organizing events. I think having a Balkan person organizing events is like great
You
match
can handle the
because
stress,
that's
the
our nature.
resilience. Yeah. We
Yes.
have, by the way, we have a few people in the chat. Holly Predictor Tanai is saying hi, Tanja. Mo is in the chat. We have Becca. Oh my God. We have Becca in the chat. And Rules Crypto is saying, do you know how to pump? Pump a coin, you mean? I don't know.
That might be actually internal joke for Serbian
Oh,
because
okay.
pumping, yeah, meaning we are currently struggling with our government. Well, not currently, for the
Yeah,
longest
it's
time.
been intense, huh? Lately, I have to say, like.
So if you're asking me in that contest, do I pump? I pump hard. I pump the hardest. No
There
worries
you
with
go.
that.
That makes sense because I was like, I don't know, do you mean coin? But yeah. Rocky's asking, how is Mochi? She's good. Mochi's my cat, by the way. She's not here right now. She's quite big. Let me ask if we can bring her.
I don't know if you see, but I have a cat
Oh,
in my glass.
this is really cute. Oh my god. Very, very cute. I'm asking to get my cat in. Yeah, Rules Crypto saying let's go. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely a Balkan, definitely a Serbian question for sure. And Becca too. She's saying she pumps the hardest.
Amazing, Becca. We should all pump the hardest.
No, Rules Crypto said I meant coin, but I support the movement. Well, here's Mochi.
Oh my god. He's gonna steal a show. Or she.
She.
Is it he or she?
It's a she.
She gonna steal a show.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, Rocky, Mochi's a girl. She's a baby girl. She's like 8 months now. You guys have seen her grow. I always bring her on the streams. Like, you guys have seen her when she was like all tiny. She was all white. Now she's like turning gray. Look at her. So cute. Yeah. Don't get me started. I'm a cat girl. Like, if I start talking about cats, I will not stop. But yeah, she's really cute.
Well, I'm an animal person and my dog is right over here, so he might have an appearance as well.
Yes, please bring him on. I love like cat and dog friendly streams and so on. Akane is saying we should get Mochi on a date with Milo. Who's Milo? Is that your dog?
No, my dog is Chili.
Who's Milo? I don't know who Milo is. Is that your cat? Do you want to drop it in the? I don't know if there's any. No, in the chat you can drop like pictures, but if you want to like drop it in the comments in the stream, and we'll have a look. We have Angeliki. Hello, babe. The whole chat is here. Yeah, so cute. First time meeting Mochi. Yeah, she comes on the streams quite a lot. I always bring her on. But yeah, I got her. So yeah, I got her a few months ago, and now she's like all grown up. Even like when I carry her, I can feel like she's getting heavy. So it's not as easy. But yeah, and so back to the origin story. So you started a marketing agency, you started getting clients in crypto and Web3. This was like back in 2020. So it's now 6 years, right? And how, like, what was the evolution? Obviously, like I also run Mood Labs, also boutique marketing agency. Like we know the wins and the struggles, the ups and the downs of having, like, how is that transition from, running your own company, being independent, to moving to a company and joining a team? Like, is that recent? Did you do that with Li.Fi, or was that like a move that you did before that?
Well, I would expect to be harder, to be honest, because I was my own boss for like almost 6 years. I was thriving, I loving it. In addition to running my own marketing agency, I also founded Eat Belgrade as a conference and community in Belgrade. So I was like used to be my own boss, doesn't have like a manager, doesn't have working hours. Like if I do well, I will get paid. Like if I'm gonna invoice someone. Like I was basically thriving, but on the other hand, I was had complete breakdown on like I wasn't a marketeer anymore. I was like administrative worker, paying salaries for employees, like dealing with invoices, with, I don't know, tax services and everything. So, and I wanted to do a marketing. And one point, like last summer, after third edition of Eat Belgrade, which was really successful, but on the other hand, as you know, like community events are hard to run, especially if you're in Belgrade. It's really hard to get sponsors in. Like besides of getting like people to come to Belgrade, to come to conference, it's really hard to put an amazing community event because companies usually tend to organize side events and not conference and sponsor conference. So it was like really hard. Like I was burning out and I was like, I want a team. I want a stable team. And I tried to like, I even consider leaving the industry for a while, maybe to run my own bakery or to plant flowers or
Yeah, like a
whatever.
complete
And
need for a change. What do you think? Is there value for companies to spend 15, 30, 50K more plus into sponsoring a conference as opposed to having their own side event? What do you think, in your
well,
opinion, from what you've seen? Like, is there real ROI and having these booths and talking on stage, or should companies better just have their own, like, really nicely curated event on the side?
well, there is no right answer to that. To be honest, like for example, like depends on the size of the conference, depends on the audience, depends on the I don't know. For example, Eat Belgrade runs basically not as a conference, but a festival itself because we put a lot of side events inside the same building. So you can get the conference, you can get different summits all under one roof. So you kind of get package deal and package experience. But when it comes to bigger conferences, depends on your goals and what you want to achieve. For example, like Li.Fi wants to tap more into like institutional finance, into TradFi. So we should first build brand awareness there. So for us, having a booth at some major conference as Money 2020 is something that we should consider. But we are already recognized in the crypto ecosystem. So having a booth at, I don't know, HCC, I'm not sure about ROI there. So I think it's case by case. What would you like to achieve? What your goals are? What is your audience? So basically, it's case by case. I wouldn't say no to both, like side event plus conference or just one. I think either thing is good, but you have to find a match for you.
Right. It's going to depend on what stage you're at as well in your cycle, right? If you're early stage, like you do have to get yourself known, building that trust and so on, like building partnerships. But indeed, right now, it seems like companies like yours and obviously many other players are also trying to move out of our little ecosystem and moving elsewhere and going into TradFi. There's really this conversions with just, fintech. Like I sometimes I just don't say crypto anymore. I say I work in fintech. Also, it just sounds so much better.
Literally, yes.
There's such a big
Yes.
stigma around our industry, but at the same time, we are, we're institutionalizing. It's becoming much more serious. It's all infra payments. There's not much like degen. I mean, a lot of crime still coming from Trump and his family. I don't know if you saw the whole or Liberty Finance debacle. That's insane. But yeah, at the same time, from coming from the administration that is working on regulation. So I don't know, big question mark there. I guess we can talk about this for like alongside. Angelique is saying, when events in South Africa, would you be open to collab side events for Blockfest? Ooh, we're having some requests like straight in the chat. Angelique is the
That
queen
I,
of South Africa. If you need a plug in SA and you need to connect with someone, especially for, building out your ecosystem and growing in South Africa, Angelique is your girl. Like she knows everybody.
great to hear that because, for example, we've been discussing a lot on crypto Twitter where should next DevCon and DevConnect go, and of course, like I want it to be in Belgrade because, like, I'm a patriot. I would like to have it here. We have the infrastructure, we have the community, we have the companies, we have everything that is needed for a good community conference. We are definitely a strong contender for DevCon here. But also, my heart says, like, maybe we should go to Africa. Like, there are not that many events there. And for example, well, 2 years ago, when DevCon was in Bangkok, Eat Belgrade did a little tour of Road to DevCon, and we started our tour in Africa, actually, in Kenya. we were sponsoring Eat Safari, and I loved the community there. Like, they need events. Like, we have events basically every other week. There is event in Europe, in Asia, in the US, like, but they need attention there. There are a lot of amazing developers there.
It's a
And
huge
also,
market as
that's a
well.
huge market.
Everyone is crypto native, much more than in Europe. Like, it's crazy. Daniels is asking, is it Christmas?
Well, I'm Orthodox, so for me is Easter, but also I love Christmas vibes, and like I have 35 years, and I'm like, why not? I
My
have a
God.
free will. It's gonna tell me no.
Yes, Daniel, every day is Christmas if you want it to be. You should put, honestly, if I were you, I would put like some like flowers in there, like some like, you know, spring decoration. Yeah.
Might as well do that, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
But I love it, especially in the night, like with all the lights. It really gives
you still
nice
have the
vibes.
lights on?
Yes, yes. I don't have decoration, but I have lights.
It's Christmas.
Really nice.
It's still
So,
Christmas.
Daniel, I strongly suggest you get a Christmas tree in May, because why not? The world is probably ending soon. Why not enjoy it?
Oh, that's really funny. I think, you know, if I was you and I had that, I would just like invite over for friends and say, we're having a Christmas dinner tonight, 13th of April. We're doing Christmas dinner at Tanya's. And this can be a thing all year round, Christmas dinners. You know what I mean? Yeah, what is that? No, we're not buying viewers. Thanks though. But yeah, so what are, obviously, so you've seen it all, right? In terms of like events, just to bring it back a little bit on event hosting, because it is like a lot of companies at a certain stage do need to get, oh my God, Kashmak is saying end of the world party. You guys, I'm in Dubai, by the way. I'm in Dubai and we're fine. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. I'm telling you guys, we're still gonna be here together on this earth for a couple more years. We're fine. I'm telling you, like it's looking good. Don't worry. It's looking the future is bright. But still, like Christmas parties at Tanya's, I'm down. I'm so down for that.
Just come by and bring mochi, because Chile loves cats. So
yeah, we want to see Chile. We even have Franklin in the chat. What's up? How's it going? Franklin, by the way, shout out to Franklin. He is a big supporter of Babesnet and contributed to our event. So shout out to you. Where is the big love? Honestly, big love. We've since we created this community, it's been crazy. Like we've gotten so much love from everybody. We've gotten so much support. We're starting to like expand. We're hosting events at a distance. Like we have people that are hosting events and want to have us there. So it's like things are just taking a life of its own. And Babes is just spreading everywhere, which is really nice, honestly, to see. And yeah, really a testament to the fact that like we do need to have these initiatives for women in our industry that are not tied to any ecosystem. And, you know, we try to be everywhere. So hi, Jen, what's up? Yeah, Franklin is a rocket scientist, by the way. He's working at NASA. Wow. Yeah, he's working at NASA. So probably one of the smartest people I've encountered, not just on CT, but in life. Like big brain there. Big brain there.
I feel humbled.
Yeah. Also, I'm like fact checking every single, you know, conspiracy. I don't know if you saw there was like the Artemis 2 launch and return. Lots of conspiracy around there. Yeah, I always fact check with Franklin because he's actually worked on those rocket ships. So whenever someone says like, "Oh, this is fake," they're staging it and stuff, which I do think at some level like there is some stuff that doesn't really add up there. But I do check out Franklin about this. because I need to
You
know.
have your like own personal fact checker for all things space.
Ah, there
Love
you go.
it.
Yeah, there was no secret dart mission. Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm so influenceable. I spend a lot of time on TikTok, so there's a lot of stuff that goes there. So I do fact check, and I have my plug. I asked my guy at NASA about like rockets and
Guy
ships.
and NASA,
Yeah,
like
mempool.
super casually.
Yeah, exactly, Franklin. Mempool Punk, big love to you. But yeah, so like building rockets is like really complicated, but I have to say, like pulling up a really sick event is not that easy as well. So I was wondering, what are the biggest trends that you see this year for event planning? Because obviously, being in crypto, we are subject to fluctuation of the market, which means that times like these, budgets might be a little bit more restrained. And in high times, people have way more, money to spend and splurge. Not people, but companies and so on. So I was wondering, like, what are the biggest trends that you see this year that companies should, jump upon in this market for crypto? Like, what makes a great, successful event in crypto?
I think that is actually something for a while, and that being experience and not events. Like we are not calling ourselves managers anymore. We are experience managers. And actually, I realized that first year doing it Belgrade, so 4 years ago, something like that, when we actually like when you want to put an event in Belgrade, like it's really hard to bring people in. Why? Because like who wants to come to Belgrade? Like when you have event in Cannes, like people want to go because it's fucking Cannes. So sorry if I
people
should
people are saying, by
swear.
the way, just to interrupt you, like the chat is crazy right now. Jen is saying that like she also spent the whole week watching everything NASA related and conspiracy theories. Maybe we should have a stream on that. Franklin, do you want to come on stream and talk about rockets and ships? I know you have you're very busy right now and you have a like full-time job, but would you like spare us like some time to go and talk about this? Like I would love to go and review. Maybe we should do this, like review every crazy conspiracy theory and see what's the truth and what's not. Because like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's far-fetched, a lot of like controlled opposition in my opinion, but there's a lot of stuff that's true about the moon landing, UFOs, ETs and stuff. Yeah, I do have to
I
say,
would watch that.
yeah, I do
We
have
can
to
make
say,
event out of it.
yeah, no, but
We should put in real life event of talking conspiracy theories.
I'm down. I'm so down. Bring your craziest conspiracy theory. I do on the topic to close it off about UFOs and NASA and stuff. I went to Hawaii in January and went to one of the largest observatories that it's controlled by and built by the US. And on that mountain, other countries also have observatories. And some of the biggest discoveries that have been made and published about black holes and whatnot have been made in that spot in Hawaii. I asked the girl that was she was a researcher. I did ask her, so do you guys see UFOs? Do you see ETs? She said 90% of the time, she kind of avoided the question, but she said 90% of the time it's nothing. They see stuff with satellites. And then she kind of left it there. So I was like, okay, what about the 10%? So they see stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, your conspiracy theory is only a conspiracy theory until it becomes real. So we'll have one. I do want to talk about NASA stuff. So Franklin, I'll DM you when you're free this week if you want. We can get on. Jen, you join us. We'll do a conspiracy stream, and we'll ask you all about rockets. So down. Gigio, what's up? So yeah, we're actually originally we're talking about events here and just how to organize a cool event and event trends. But we got diverted. I don't even know how we ended up talking about rockets and ships and UFOs, but so Tanja,
I love that. I love that for us.
Yeah, Frank was like, it sounds good. Okay, off to work. Yeah, no, like if you hang around here too long, this is what's gonna happen. So back to events. Like, okay, what are your top 3 trends for this year when it comes to event organization, experience organization? Like, what do companies need to do and look at? Like, what's your top 3 points that are super important for this year?
Go for a quality, not for the quantity, I would say. Like, I think that people like always talking about, oh, we had 1,000 people at our event. Who cares? If you didn't have right people in the room, who cares? Second thing is give people culture, I would say. As I mentioned, like we did a great, I think why our event was success in Cannes and for example, why Eat Belgrade is success is because we bring culture to it. Like we try to bring people, like if you are in Belgrade, we are giving you taste of the history, of the food, of the alcohol, of everything. It similar was in Cannes. Like we had a poker tournament, we did a cigar bar, we
Sick
had
venue,
cocktails and
sick
everything in a
mansion.
sick venue. So it was like just Cannes vibes. And I think you should, even now for DevCon in Mumbai, I think people should lean more towards experience and culture of India when they're organizing events. And second thing, no panels. I hate panels. Like not panels. Like panels are, for example, the panel that you did on marketing with Taish in our villa. I think that was great
That was
because you
cozy,
actually shared cozy
intimate.
and actually people were talking to each other, you shared experience, and it wasn't a panel with nodding at each other like someone like, oh, I present myself and then there is another company, another company, another company. Basically all the sponsors of a side event are there and talking, like shilling their own company and nodding at each other, and that's basically it. Like, and organizing events just to have your sponsors on stage, it shouldn't be happening in my opinion. Like that's not great visibility for anyone, and those rooms are basically usually empty when you have a panel of 3 or 4 or 5 people only agreeing to each other. I really don't like that. So that's my like 3 things, like bring more fun and bring more experience and bring right people in a room. It doesn't have to be invite only, but it should be curated guest list. Do not approve everyone. And I think now it's getting harder to create a good guest list. Why? Because like earlier, like in a 2021, like when we started after COVID times, um, all the events had a lot of developers, and now there are a lot more different crowds, like less developers, more, I don't know, influencers, a lot of BDs. So
A
you
lot of
have to bring
BDs
the right
BDing
people
with
in
each
the room.
other. Yeah, that's one thing. Like everyone
Yeah.
just BDing, doing nothing wrong as BD, but it's like, yeah, I saw. I mean, I saw we had like over 400 people like sign up for the brunch in Cannes, and the amount of BDs. And sometimes I was just wondering, like, imagine the only they show up, they'll just BD. It's gonna be a BD event.
BD to each other and that's it. But shout
Yeah.
out to my BD team. They're my favorite team in the company. Not get me wrong. Andre and the other guys, I love you all. I love my BD team. And I'm here to make their lives easier. But yeah, there are a lot more BDs than earlier, like at, I don't know, Dev Connect in Amsterdam. There were basically just developers. And then now I don't see that many developers. I don't see that many product
Is that
managers. I
because
only
they've
see
moved
like,
over to AI?
yeah, probably that.
It seems like we were talking to a recruiter actually this week. I can't even remember, but they're telling us that they hire people from Web3 and crypto, not necessarily for crypto companies, but for Web2 companies that are looking to integrate off ramps, on ramps, or just like have their payment stack compatible with crypto. So there was a lot of movement there. So it seems like there's a lot of people just leaving the industry, but also going to AI. Other parts of tech that maybe pay better are a bit more exciting right now. Yeah, is that
But AI is nothing without blockchain. So
why is
they will be
that?
back, I
Why
would
is
say.
that?
I think both are pretty good together. For example, Li.Fi is adopting AI like crazy, and I'm loving that. We are using a lot of AI, and it helps us a lot with everything, even with event organizing, with like even like simply ChatGPT and Cloud Code. And I think that everyone on our team, not just marketing, but all around the team, HR is using Cloud Code for their stuff. So I think we can like that's basically like intertwined. They need us, we need them. So I would say we are a good match, and probably that's why we call it more like Web3 now. Like it's not Web2, but it's Web3. It's not blockchain. It's not crypto. It's Web3. It's complete new, bigger industry, larger than blockchain and way larger than crypto.
Rules Crypto is saying, what crypto do you see them using? I mean, for payments, stable coins. It's very simple.
Yeah, for sure.
Payments through Bitcoin can be done through Lightning Network. It's still a bit clunky. It's not the easiest. There's obviously a lot of companies that are looking to solve that problem and to facilitate crypto transactions, make them faster and cheaper. The only problem with Bitcoin is that it is a bit slower as opposed to other chains. So yeah, the main obviously the only, not the problem, but when you're paying with USDC or USDT, you are paying with a stablecoin that's denominated in dollar, which could cause some limitations to that. Obviously, I think there's countries trying to issue their own stablecoins. Bitcoin, however, is in a way, let's say like the money of the internet in that sense. That's kind of like what the main I would say like point or strong point towards that, why people are trying to push Bitcoin for it. And yeah, and obviously I don't know, let's see like the market right now, how it's doing. You want to look at charts? Is that what you're asking?
Do we want it?
I don't know. The thing is, like, unfortunately, like you can't. It's the fluctuation on USDC are they're not very tradable. I wouldn't like go for that.
Green. It's green. When I see green, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like if you're looking for, I would say, coins in this market, there's not that many that are really going. You know what I mean? Like Hyperliquid's one of them. You have to look at projects that are bringing in that institutional liquidity. Platforms like Hyperliquid, they're now putting commodities on chain. So you have this whole aspect of RWAs. You can trade off market hours. You can trade over the weekend. So, there's a lot of liquidity from institutions that weren't necessarily able to do that can now like go play on chain. And so these are projects that are interesting to look at, especially since crypto is moving towards that. We're converging with finance. So look at those. Obviously, everything we've discussed here is non-financial advice. You should always do your research. It's not an alpha chat, but we do talk about event alpha. Back to that, actually, what's the worst, like the worst 3 points, or like the worst 3 things that you've seen people do at when organizing events that you think should be abolished and that ruin the experience completely?
Bad venue. I would say having good venue is half the job, literally. Or when you have the villa in Cannes, even more. But definitely venue can change a lot, especially if you're not familiar with the venue, if you never traveled to that country and you haven't seen venue in advance. Also, like production companies. Depends on the country. Like we organized a couple of things in Argentina, and that was complete nightmare
Oh no.
because you had to have a person speaking Spanish. Like it was just a nightmare. Like Argentina was fun. Dev Connect was fun,
That was back in
but
November.
production companies there was just a nightmare. So I think you have to have reliable, like, venue and reliable production company to have the event successful. That's the like starting point, and then you should thinking and discussing about the concept of the event, about what you want to achieve. That's later on. That's the creative part. That's a fun part. But if you don't have like a reliable production company, you don't have anything. You can have the greatest idea in the world. If you have bad production company, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, I mean,
And
execution matters. Like it's so, and it's really hard to find like good partners. So when you find one, just don't let it go. I think that's like also one thing.
yes, you
Yeah.
want to bring yourself with them. Like, I want our production company from Cannes to follow me around the world and organize everything because they were so good. Well, expensive as everything in Cannes, but
Yeah.
they really did the right like job right. I love them.
We have Angelique saying, ah, yeah, about the transferring Bitcoin. Money Banger is mainly used in South Africa for all in-store Bitcoin payments, and it's fast and low fees. Probably runs on Lightning. Very cool. Yeah, see, like honestly, like South Africa and just African countries in general are way more crypto adapted, or like are actually using crypto way more than we do. Of course, we have crypto cards that we can use, but stores actually facilitating crypto payments and accepting crypto is not something that we see very often, even here in Dubai, to be honest, like where crypto is.
For us, like both for us in Europe, for you in Dubai, like crypto is just a commodity. For them is necessity. So like they're huge market. Like every company uh that is B2C should go to Africa. That's it. Like because they need crypto. They have to have crypto. For us, for me, it's like just fun. I would like to trade sometimes and from time to time to like play around a bit. But
Yeah, you
I
don't need
have
to hedge.
access.
Yeah, Serbia. I mean, there's no hyperinflation in Europe. Thank
Yes,
God.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. I mean, that's one thing. Like countries that go through these, these kind of like geopolitical like turmoils and have their currency like fluctuate like crazy are the number one adopters and number one
Yes.
believers. Yeah. Um, Rules Crypto said the good exchanges block us residents. Where are you based? Rules Crypto, where are you based? That's why you can have like dexes. There's always ways around. There's always ways around. And like products that don't get blocked. Of course, some can be risky and so on. But yeah, I don't know where you're based, so it depends. It really depends. But for us, like even in Dubai, crypto is recognized as an actual I don't know the word, but if you're a company, like you can actually pay your salaries in crypto and that can be recognized as salary, as also us when we invoice, we can actually have that. We can put that in our accounting. People know what it is. So it's quite easy to just have your books in order, which is nice. Rules Crypto saying Florida. I mean, you guys have Coinbase. There's quite like obviously Binance is I think it's still blocked in the US, but you have Coinbase. There's OKX. You do have options in the US for crypto. I think and also you can trade on dexes. Hyperliquids won't block you. There's a lot of options. So yeah. We are coming close. I don't know how you're doing on time because I know we've been.
I'm completely fine. Chile is chilling,
Chile
so
is
I'm
chilling.
completely fine.
Mochi is where she is. I think she went on her little thing there. Florida, no leverage. Yeah, then you gotta use you have to use dexes. I don't know how that like will work out, but I think if you use a DEX, you should be able to trade with leverage. I know the big exchanges block you, but have you tried Hyperliquid? Curious to know. It's always crazy, like how every country, we're such a global community and industry, but every country has its own like limitations and regulations and so on. What's your dream event? Let's say like you had all the budget in the world and you could organize your dream, let's say for the next conference. Where are you guys going to be next? Let's say you have like a massive budget. What would you organize?
This year we are planning, we definitely are not skipping EatConf in New York, because New York is definitely a place to be. And I think that EatConf, well, knowing Eat Global and the way they're organizing things, I know that's going to be a huge success. And they're basically merging crypto people with institutions at TradFi. So I love that. I know that's going to be huge and we want to be there for sure. But we will have presence at Consensus in Miami, Solana Breakpoint, because we want to be more seen in Solana. I think a lot of people in Solana sees Li.Fi as Ethereum project, which is not. We are cross-chain, we are chain agnostic. So we would like to be more known in Solana ecosystem. So Solana Breakpoint for sure, Money 2020, KW, Korean Blockchain Week, and yeah, probably DevCon in Mumbai. But my dream event, well, probably the Supper Club, but with a bigger budget. The event that we did in Cannes. So we had an idea to go big or go home, and we wanted to do a whole day event with the programming, so with speakers, but also with experience to combine the two. But as event approaches and you see which teams are not going to Cannes, so our plans were changed a bit. So we landed on doing the Supper Club. And I think it went well in terms of attendance of people who were actually in there. It's not just a group of 250 people. All of those people were basically hand selected. And I'm really sorry that a huge part of people could not get in, but we just had a bunch of limitations.
I think that's just like but that's just the nature of it. Like, and at the end of the day, that's what makes an event great as well. It's the FOMO. It's the people that just couldn't get in. You need those as well. It's harsh. It's really harsh, but I mean, you do need to have people queuing up. You need to have people that FOMO. You need to have people that just can't get in. And they're gonna look for your next event. It's just how it is. Because usually, you don't organize just one event. You want your event to also be a marketing and like a proof of concept for the next things that you're gonna be organizing, so you can have more sponsors, more partners, more people that join. Just bigger and better. But
exactly.
But unfortunately, there needs to be some victims, and you have to sacrifice some people that cannot join.
Totally.
Yeah, like it's just how it is. Not everybody can have a seat at the table.
Yes, and exactly as you said, it's a proof of concept. So next time when we say that we're gonna do a supper club, I don't know, maybe in New York for EatConf, people will put our event in their calendar, and it's gonna be like, I have to be there. I have to be there rather to be some other event, not to name the names, but we want to be the first thing that comes to your mind when you're creating your schedule for EatConf week. Like, oh, there is supper club, I want to be there. So people waiting outside the line actually help.
It's the best. I wasn't there, but like this was like 2 years ago in in Singapore during F1 Token 2049, the Bear Chain event with people queuing. I think it's something that, even not being there and seeing the queue it just speaks for itself. It's great marketing. Even if people are pissed and they just like, there were literally people queuing for hours. Like the queue was just going. throughout, and this is obviously regardless of what happened with Bear Chain later on, like unrelated, but they had great marketing. And this event also was the talk of, the moment, just because it was insane. So having these like exclusive experiences is so important. And yeah, like not everybody can join, unfortunately. Hopefully I can join, but if I'm not on the list, I will not take it for granted. And I think it's important to have like limited spots as well. It makes it intimate. I think again, like what you were saying, we're in that part of the cycle where people have been to enough events, have been to enough conferences, are quite mature in their professional journey in that sense. So also as people, like we want more experiences. Things need to be a little bit more elevated. The excitement of our industry is kind of faded right now. We're not in that stage, and this is just how it is. So it needs to compensate for that lack, and it needs to satisfy people in a different way and give them something that, is of the quality of an actual event that you would go to that's not an industry event. I think that's like something that will really make it or break it. And especially in terms of branding and positioning as a company, like if you're able to create that really, I'm not even going to say luxury experience, but like a good event, it's really going to put you on the map. And it's not hard to outcompete the competition because most people aren't there yet. Or don't really have the experience yet. There's some companies catching up, but that level of curation, I don't see it with a lot of companies. We're still at the random drink with like, a banner on the side and just open bar and drinks, And also, let's say like our industry is also evolving. Like we're a lot of women. There's obviously we're not the majority, but there's more and more women. There's more and more people coming from outside, people that have lives, so they've been to real events. So you have to you really have to keep up. It's not that simple in a way, right? So I think it's important to create that experience that you would go and you could like tell a friend that you've gone to this like really sick experience and it was a work experience. I think that really it's gonna help. As a company, I think it helps to motivate your team if they get this experience. It's cool to be part of a company that does really care. I think that's something that is so important. If you care, you put attention into it, you want to create something beautiful, it will last, just beyond. So yeah, I think it's like really important. And hopefully, we get to see more of those, because the trashy bars, open bar drink with disgusting little food where people smell and they wear merch t-shirts and they don't really give a shit on how they look. Like I'm so over that. That worked like a couple of years ago. But we're enough. No. Now it's like you gotta step it up. Like we've been there. Like no, I can't do this anymore. I'd rather stay home. I'll do BD online. Like I don't want to see any of you. That's the thing, like.
So yeah, that's my idea of a perfect event. Literally just what you described. Something that people will talk about for months after. Like something that is curated not just in terms of people attending it, but also my main something that I have on my wish list. If I do a programming like a panel discussions or talks or wherever, I don't want to have sponsored talks. Like it has to be merit based. Like I don't want to have like we have X and Y company sponsoring Li.Fi event and we then have to have them on stage. No, you have to earn your right to be on the stage. Like if we want to curate the guests, we have to curate the speakers as well. And that's my like favorite and thing that I love doing at Belgrade, and I want to transfer that experience to Li.Fi. If we're gonna do a panel discussion, every seat should be earned. Let's listen to some people who has something to say and not just, oh, they gave us money, let's just put them on the stage. So attention to detail, like it comes with a budget. Like if you want to have like proper food, drinks, band instead of DJ, like cigar bar or wherever, crazy venue, it comes also with a good speakers if we decide to have a speakers or wherever. like everything should be curated to the tiniest detail. And for that, if I have unlimited budget, um, I would go to insane details of organizing everything. It's like seamless experience for every person. There is no queues for drinks, no queues to the toilet. Like when you're event manager, you have to check your weather app every hour
Yeah,
to
my
see if
God,
it's
the
gonna
weather.
rain.
We were blessed in
You're gonna
Cannes. We were so
yes,
blessed. Like I had no idea what the temperature was going to be like when I was packing. I saw like rain, cold, but it turned out to be so lovely. So lovely.
yes. So when someone who never organized events see an event and have fun there, it usually means, oh, I had like a couple of nice conversations and I had a couple of nice drinks, and that's basically it. But there is a lot more to it. Like you have to hire extra staff so nobody is waiting for food. You have to have more toilets. Like you have to think about all of those details. Like it sounds ridiculous, but that is something that makes events stand out. Like seamless experience from entering the door to exiting the same door. You have to have seamless experience, and curation goes way more than having the right people in the room. You have to put the people together to talk to each other, to put the right people on the stage, like a lot of things happening. The thing that I wanted to do at
Flo is saying
the supper club,
Flo is saying no more
you
scratchy merch. Indeed, good merch, like good goodie bags,
definitely,
good goodie bags that people want to bring home, you know. And I feel like, and this is something I'm so like proud and happy about what we nailed with Babesnet when we launched. Flo designed the most incredible piece of, like, it's not even merch. I don't even have it. Where is it? I should have like a Babesnet key everywhere I have, but like I don't know, it's not here. Um, we have the most like cutest like item that we gave to the girls as like a welcome, you know, a welcome gift. And it was very intentional. Like it took a lot of time to create it, like to come up with the design. We had to make a mold, you know, it like, and we're actually like creating some more now because like we ran out, but it's something that if you make things intentionally and you put love and really attention to it, people will value them so much more and they will cherish them. The problem is like, and that's great when they do, because then, you know, they create an emotional attachment to your brand, or for us, like our community, it reminds them that they're part of something. Really, it can do so much. On the other hand, if you have merch that sucks, someone's gonna take that like shitty t-shirt and throw it in the trash as soon as they leave the event. They might take it because I mean some people FOMO and they take merch for the sake of it, but then when they have to pack and leave and they feel like they don't have space in their suitcase, that item's going in the trash.
exactly.
Your brand is going in the trash, metaphorically, but psychologically it does create that, you know, it does create that link, right? That your brand is not valuable enough for me to keep it, so I'm gonna throw it in the trash. It creates like this really, really negative effect. It really, to me, it's like the worst consequence that you can have on your brand. It's really, really bad. And yeah, you've got to pump it up. Exactly. You have to pump up your merch. You have to you got to pump it up. You have to have good merch. Otherwise people will just like trash. They'll literally you know, it's better to have no merch and shitty merch at this stage.
Exactly.
Like, and if you don't have the budget, have limited items, like limited. You don't need to give out your merch to 1,000 people. Like, you know, there's different
Yes.
ways to approach it, but you need to make something that people would want to value because that's your brand. If they throw it, your brand's in the trash. So not something we want. Really bad. So yeah, indeed, if you need good merch.
Kudos to Flo. She's doing amazing.
That's what, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, and she creates also cool merch for I know for Li.Fi. So you know, like if you want cool merch, reach out to Flo. She's in the chat. She's got ties to all of China. No, it's literally like this powerhouse in merch. Like you can create cool stuff.
She did ski helmets for
I
us.
saw they look
And
so
that
cool.
ski helmet which is like we are talking about China, that means bad quality. No, that ski helmet is better than my 200 euros ski helmet.
Yeah.
Like it's really amazing quality. I love it. And not just that, she's creating, well, we have a retreat starting this week, so I cannot tell much, but she created amazing pieces of art for our merch. It's not just a basic t-shirt. So that's really can like make it or break it when it comes to company, to have something that is valuable. As you mentioned, when you put that t-shirt in a trash or use it to clean your floor,
it's not good. It's really not good. It's not good. It really hurts your brand. It's crazy. Like people are gonna like treat it like trash. And like the crazy thing is that this is not just a crypto problem. Like we are currently actually, like as we speak, we're producing through Mood Labs, we're producing a stream for a luxury brand that's currently in Watches and Wonders. So this is like one of the biggest watch conferences that you have. It's happening right now in Geneva. It's starting tomorrow. Today is kind of like the pre-day. And, you know, we're having someone like, let's say like a media brand going around. They're going to talk to like founders, CEOs of all these big brands, such as like Rolex, Cartier, and, you know, independent watchmakers. And I was watching the stream earlier that we're producing, and the merch packages of some of these brands, which are selling watches for like thousands, tens and thousands of euros and dollars or francs, like whatever, have the worst merch ever, like really ugly bags. So, and honestly, when I see this, you know, it just makes me think that they're not serious about what they do. They don't have a 360 approach to what they do. They might be really good at watchmakers, but like if you have shitty merch, like come on. Ugh, just really bad, really bad. Anyway,
yeah.
we can't go save them all from doing these mistakes. Like we can only do this for ourselves. And thank God, like for Babesnet, like we have a really piece of item. We're currently, and this is like, I guess, a breaking news. You've heard it here first, but we're currently designing more. So there's going to be more Babesnet item collectibles collections. You're going to see more stuff. We're working on this. So yeah, I'm like super excited, honestly. Like, and we're developing products at the end of the day. Like it's just stuff that you want to have. Like it's mainly things that we want to have for ourselves. So I think that makes it really, really, you know, it makes it or break it. And that's the thing. Like people think event organizing is such a simple task. It's not. Like there's so many variables, so many different things that can go wrong. But I mean, it's more like things need to work together, right? And you have to think of everything. So it's exciting. It's really for people like us. Like I'm also very OCD when it comes to, I used to be chaotic, but I'm so detail oriented. Like you need to have like literally a bird's eye view on everything that's happened, like a mind map, but also just every single detail needs to be, you know, taken care of. And then like you have to also monitor what other people are doing, because probably you won't find people as like focused as us. You know, like things need to really like you cannot expect it. But ultimately the result is great. I mean, I want to play the Babesnet after movie, because I thought it was like really cute. Let me see. Wait, background screen share. Let me just get this. Why is it not giving me screen capture? Here we go. Okay, perfect. We're on. This is our after movie for Babesnet. Oh my God, take me back. I want to go back. We even had a piñata. Oh my god. Really. That was so
It was so good.
That was so good. A little backstory on this. Now I can say it. We went, oh my god. Flo, like that was crazy. So balloons. We went the day before to this like massive store to get like props and balloons. And we selected these. We saw these and we're like, oh my god, we need this. We need this. We need to get one for Li.Fi, for Octant. It was like obviously our main partner. They helped us with the brunch as well. And you guys, of course, look at this insane villa. So we wanted to really showcase you guys, and obviously have like also a Babesnet balloon. I don't know. We were like honestly in a rush or whatever. I don't know what happened, but we forgot an N for Octant. And so we ended up like sacrificing the net for Babesnet and putting like a pink one, which fit really nicely actually. Like it doesn't seem like it was like that. But yeah, like things like this, you just make it work. You just make it work.
Yeah, that's the thing with events. I think that we actually see more things that attendees doesn't see. Like for me, it's like, oh, this went bad and this went bad, and people are like, are you crazy? Like the event was amazing, epic, and I'm like, but no, we didn't have like XYZ or whatever. Same with this N letter. Like,
yeah,
we noticed that because we were there, but nobody noticed that.
I know, and it just like it's cute if you think of it's like a pink Octant. But yeah, shout out to Michelle that worked with us as well. Also, this event was so lovely. Everybody, you know, obviously there were a lot of girls that knew each other and so on, but even those that came through, that came alone for the first time, I feel like it was such a welcoming environment. And this is something that sometimes can be quite intimidating when you're in going to work events and you don't necessarily know a lot of people, or you're exploring different ecosystems, or it's your first time maybe. You know, I remember my first events, like the courage that it took me to just go and speak to people when you know that most people know each other. You know, it's not easy. It's really not an easy thing to do, and it takes up a lot of courage. And so what we want to do as well with Babesnet is make that easier for everybody, so that if you're a woman, you know, you walk in a room, you can meet people and be comfortable and have people throughout the whole conference and maybe the next events and the next conference you're going to go to. At least you have a community and you don't have to do that, because I've been there. It was tough. Like it was tough in the beginning. Like I still did it. I put myself out there, but I remember just like walking into places at these events where everybody seemed to know each other, and you're like, and you feel like you're a nobody, and you have to build that rep up, and you have to build it step by step. And you know, it takes a lot of courage. And I know a lot of people, not everyone's like extroverted, like some, it requires a bit more. So that's at least one thing that I think is important for these events, is to really have a very welcoming setting, right? So where people can have the best, just be at ease and have the best experience and just be the best version of themselves. Because when you're stressed, it's hard to do that. And that's going to make really a huge impact on your conference experience, on your networking, on the post-conference, like the deals that you make. A lot of our industry is based on partnerships and connection. So having that environment where people are comfortable and find other people that they can connect with is, I think it's really, really important. And it's also up to obviously the event organizers. In our case, it was our responsibility to create this environment, this safe space for the women. And, you know, it's always a pleasure to do this. So, you know, I'm looking forward to the next events that we're going to host, by the way, which is going to be already next week. Actually, this week, sorry, it's on Wednesday. My bad. Where is it? Here. Let me pin it, actually. Oh yeah, I'm not on the Babesnet thing. Yeah, so if you're in Paris and you're a babe or just a woman and you want to join Babesnet and you want to come have some Korean bites and soju, we're hosting an event on the 15th. It's like 5-minute walk from the Louvre. And yeah, you guys should come. You girls should come.
FOMO is strong. FOMO is strong with this one.
Me too. I'm not going.
Have a giveaway.
Yeah, we're doing a giveaway. By the way, the raffle is also, so we're raffling 2 Jimmy Choo scarves we ran out of babes neck keys. Like we just also, we didn't have the time to like, yeah, we didn't have time to make new items because it takes like at least a month to produce and so on, and we were a bit short. But so we decided to still like with Rootstock, with the girls at Rootstock Collective, because again, like we're working with women, which is amazing. Shout out to Tamara, Eloise, and like the whole team. And so they decided to go buy some Jimmy Choo scarves, which are pretty sick. And we're gonna raffle them. So to join the raffle, basically, it's a couple of things that you need to do. I can like bring up the instructions. Wait, let me do this. Maybe I can do that here. Let's see. No, they're actually in here. Sorry, my bad. I forgot. So we have this raffle. The way it's going to work is that obviously to win the scarf itself, you should be at the event, but there's still going to be a prize for people that participate digitally. So for example, if you're not able to go to Paris, no worries. There's still going to be a prize if you join the raffle. And here's how to participate. There's a video. I'm just going to play it. So it's just easier. Let's see. Oh my God, I have like weird. Yeah, I'm not signed in here. All right, here.
Hey babes, how you doing? This is Tam, Director of Ops of Rootstock Collective. If you're here, it's because you want to learn how to participate in our exclusive Jimmy Choo raffle next week in Paris with BabesNet. So before we do a quick guide of just basic 4 steps, I'm going to make a quick disclaimer. You're going to be needing $10 minimum for this raffle, and those $10 are not going to be thrown away in case you don't win, which is really important. You're gonna own this money from the beginning till the end. That means we're going to stake that money in the D-app, and if you don't happen to win, you can still make a lot of rewards during the time that you decide to leave that money in the D-app. So now that it's done, let's start with a guide on how to participate. So the first thing that we want to do is add the Rootstock chain to the wallet that we're using, which in my case is going to be MetaMask. So if you use that interface, and for example, let's say that you're using Ethereum, you just go there, you click on select network, and instead of popular, you go to custom and you add Rootstock mainnet as a chain. As simple as that, and Rootstock, of course, since it's been here for 10 years, is supported on many wallets. Now that you have done that, step 2 is swapping. In my case, we're gonna swap what I use very often, which is USDC. I'm gonna go for $15 because we're gonna use $10 for the staking, which is the minimum you need to participate for this raffle, and $5 for gas, just in case. Sometimes gas is expensive. So I've submitted my transaction. Now normally I need to wait for a few minutes. Don't panic, sometimes it can take some time. You can always check the transaction status. Okay, now that it's complete, we are going to go for step 3, which is basically swapping that RBTC that we just got to RIF. Not all of it though. We're going to swap $10, which is the minimum that we need. We can always go for more. We get more benefits and more rewards if we stake more money. So completely up to you. But for this raffle, we need a minimum of $10 staked. But what token? The token of the collective is called RIF, and it's of course on the Rootstock network. So let's go swap the RBTC for RIF. We're gonna use the same interface of Symbiosis in this case, which is the platform that I'm using, and we're gonna go from RBTC, which is Rootstock Bitcoin.
This is available on the Luma, by the way. So if anybody wants to go over it, you can like
RIF,
have a look at the Luma.
Also in the Rootstock
or in our BabesNet chat.
So we select Rootstock, we go to the RIF token, as you can see on the screen, and we are going to swap around $10. Perfect. So we're going to wait for that completion. Again, it can take some minutes, don't worry about it. And once that we are done, we are ready for the last step, which is staking on the D-app. So, okay, so our D-app is app.rootstockcollective.xyz. We're gonna go a bit below. You can also explore a bit to see different projects already, And if not, we go directly to the stake riff button, where we can see already our riff balance, and we're going to go for the maximum. In my case, I'm gonna go for the $10 to participate on the raffle.
I like the music on the
There's
background.
two
It's quite
steps.
chill.
We're gonna request first an allowance, and then basically confirming the staking. So wait for a few seconds for the allowance to happen, then we confirm. And once that we have done this, we are going to be officially part of the raffle.
Oh, the sound.
So let's see how long it takes. Normally again, less than a few minutes, and we're done. Almost forgot one last thing. In order to identify the wallet that you have
the
used
form.
for staking, we will be sending a quick form where you can copy paste the wallet that you have used with your name, so we can know if you're the winner of this raffle. If you have any doubts or if you have any issues in the process, please contact me. I'll be here to help you. And if not, see you next week. Bye bye.
This is such a cute video. So yeah, there's a form to fill up. It's here. So once you've, oh my god, why is it in Arabic? I'm learning Arabic, but I can't read. It's like so what is this? Oh no. Okay, never mind. Anyway, there's a form. So if you've like participated in the raffle, just fill in the form, and then obviously if you're going to Paris, do it. Only takes like $10, and you can win a Jimmy Choo scarf. And then if you're not going to the event like me, unfortunately this time I have to like organize at a distance, but there's going to be prizes for people that also participate. So do fill in the form even if you're not going to the event. I think it's cool. Like they also have a pretty good APY on their platform. Yeah, it's nice to see some Bitcoin projects. I feel like there's not that many that have survived in the last let's say like year and so on. So yeah, Rootstock is one of the long-standing ones. So very cool. Very nice to do some like DeFi activities, because I feel like it's not like we see banks these days that are offering like a better yield than like even Aave. What's happening? What is happening to DeFi? Like pretty bad. But you still have like some applications and some companies that do have like pretty good APYs out there. You just need to like go and find them. And yeah, so if anybody has any questions about the staking, let us know. But yeah, all the info is on the Luma. Do you need to be a babe to participate? I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Try it. I don't make the rules for this one. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, obviously the more people do it.
Become a babe and you're all sorted.
Just identify as a babe. You're good. Oh my god. Cool. I mean, yeah, I'm excited for this event next week. Like again, if anyone's in Paris and wants to attend, if you're a babe, if you want to join the BabesNet group chat, we're almost 700 women in there. It's insane. Just let us know, and then we can get you in. I'll send your form. BabesNet is open for everybody. You just we just make sure that obviously we curate the community, right? So everyone needs to go through an application form now, and so that we can maintain the vibe and also the safety of our chat. So yeah, excited. I'm glad you're in it. So yeah, I mean, I knew this stream was gonna just like go and like we would lose track of time. It's already like 7.
And would be just vibes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I do want to see Chili though before we end this. Let me get Mochi.
Chili.
Let me get Mochi. They have to meet. We'll get them to meet. Just 1 second.
Doji.
It's bring your pet to work kind of day.
And my dog is a teenage boy, so it's really hard to have him. But if I have some important client call, he's always there.
Of
Like, trying
course.
to jump in, of course, in the worst possible moment, trying to lock in the sponsorship for the supper club. There he is.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I see him
I'm
in
star of
the
show.
I see him in the reflection of the TV, like running around a little bit. But yeah, Mochi's a bit more chill. Like she just stays there, like
Yeah.
really fluffy.
I wanted the chili to be chill, but no, he's ended up being spicy. That's it.
So funny. Oh my god, thank you for coming today. This was really fun. I love
Thank
that
you for inviting me. Yeah.
Yeah, this was really fun. It was a really nice conversation. We went over a lot of topics. I'm not gonna forget about the conspiracy stream. I think we need to definitely do that. And yeah, I'll see when I organize it. We can talk about spaceships.
And also, if you have some question about events, like the audience, please leave them in the comments, because I can answer them there, because we were talking about everything and anything, and probably some things left unanswered. So if you want to ask anything about event organizing from A to Z, I'm here.
Or if you want to partner with Li.Fi as well.
Of course, if you want to partner with Li.Fi, I'm all ears. We will actually, that's some alpha, I would say, but we will probably organize our next supper club in New York. Fingers crossed and stars aligned and everything. We'll
It's a
have
good city to do that.
at least one supper club this year. More. So if you want to partner up with us, hit me up and we can make that happen.
Oh my god, exciting. All right, babe, this was super fun. Thanks again. I'll see you in the babes chat. And yeah, if anybody has any questions about event organizing, what conference to go to this year, like what's happening in crypto, especially on the IRL side, reach out. Don't be afraid. Even like put it in the comments. And yeah, there's always someone that's going to be able to help you. And Tanja is here to answer all your questions and stuff. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you on the next time. My next stream is on Thursday. I'm actually going live with another babe. I'm going to go live with Paloma, and we are going to talk about her experience at Bybit, her spiritual journey, because she's hosting this weekend and has invited the babes for a quantum healing session. And we are talking about organizing some wellness digital experiences for BabesNet. So we're going to talk a lot about that. There's a lot of babes that, are not just working in crypto, have incredible talents, do a lot of cool stuff outside of just their job. And yeah, we're here to create a lot of experiences also online. So tune in same time on Thursday. It's going to be more of a regular thing. So I'm going to start streaming every Monday, every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Dubai, which is 9:30 a.m. EST, 3 p.m. CET. I can count. And yeah, we'll have incredible guests, getting all the babes on. We're just going to chat, vibe. And at some point, I'll also do the conspiracy stream. We'll do that as a special edition at some point. So, but yeah, for now, I'll let you go. And thanks again. This was amazing. We'll see you in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Ciao, ciao.